In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the template for creating interviews in Lever when someone books a meeting in Calendly. So if you're on this page here, all you have to do is click on this blue button that says use this workflow. And what will happen is you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. This is the workload automation workflow editor, and it will automatically deploy the workflow that you need to start automating this process. And you'll notice that each step has a red dot. Some of these are green, but most of them have a red dot. That means that there's an issue with a step and it needs your attention. So what we'll do is first open up the first step in the workflow, the trigger step for when someone books a meeting in your Calendly, and you'll select the account that you want to connect to. And I already have a Calendly account. You can see I have a few of them set up here. But you'll have a blue button that says sign into Calendly, and it does essentially the same thing. So a pop-up will appear and it will ask you to sign in to your Calendly account. So be sure you do that and connect it, and then come back here and select it. You'll only have one in yours after this, but then you'll wind up with a screen like this. Hit continue, and then what will happen is on your end, this wheel here may spin for you for a while it's pulling in the sample trigger data. And so here you can scroll and start seeing information about meetings that have been booked on your Calendly that have taken place in the past. We're using this to model our workflow based off the information here. And so if what you see here doesn't quite meet your needs of your workflow, there's a drop down here and you can select different bits of sample data to choose from. So we'll just choose this one here and we'll hit continue. It looks good. So now we're in the second step of the workflow where we're searching for an opportunity in Lever. And again, we'll want to connect our account. I have a few test accounts already connected. You'll likely have a blue button that says sign in to Lever. Click that button and a pop-up similar to this will appear. And so just sign in to Lever with your username and password. Hit continue and authorize workload to make API calls on your behalf. Then come back in here and select your workflow. Select your account. Then hit continue. And here you'll see already that this should be mapped to a step in your from your Calendly account. But for me, I don't have anyone in my Lever account with that email address, so I'm just going to type in someone who I know exists. You don't need to do this. Just leave it as is. So then hit continue, test and verify. And now you can see we have sample data here for my person in Lever. Then next we're going to go here to pick the first element in an array, and we're going to go to the action step and we're going to hit continue and then test and verify. And this looks correct to me, so we want to select this person, so that's great. Hit save and continue. Now we'll go down here to the next step, updating an opportunity in Lever. So we'll select our same account that we configured from above. It should be there now, and this should be more than likely correct, but what you want to do here is come to stages and just browse through your Lever stages and make sure that this maps to the correct stage which you want to move this person into. So for me, it's phone screen. I'll hit continue. I'm going to test and verify, make sure that data appears here. So this looks like the data that we're looking for. Looks correct. And then finally, almost finally here, go to action in the convert to epoch date and date format and hit continue. And then click test and verify. And now make sure you have an epoch date value here. Hit save and close. Now lastly, we'll go into the create a panel and Lever step and go to account select your appropriate Lever account. And then now here, you'll want to make sure that all these fields are mapped correctly, and click on your perform as a user and make sure that you have yourself selected, and just make sure that it's valid. Make sure that the time zone makes sense for your organization where you're hosting these meetings. For me, it's Pacific. This should all be mapped automatically for you. And then here for interviewers, just make sure that you click into this form and select the appropriate interviewer who's going to be participating in this interview. And now we'll hit continue. Oh, and also configure any feedback forms and a feedback reminder if need be. So, we can do once, and then we'll use a feedback template. My organization only has the basic one, so there we go. We'll select that, then hit continue, and test and verify, and we should see the data appear. There it is. And so now we've successfully mapped a Calendly interview into creating an interview in Lever. And last thing you got to do is make sure you turn on this workflow. And now, every time someone books a meeting with you in Calendly, it will dynamically create an interview in Lever with that person's information and attach it to the job opportunity with the correct people that you configure for this step. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can always email support@workload.co. Thanks. Bye.